Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Tales of the Valiant, where we're doing some fundraising for Mental Health Awareness Month. Did I say that already? We've been trying to figure out some VTT issues, and my brain is now stuck in not here. So if I start rambling on, like right now, I blame the VTT. I'm Jeremy. Your lovely host. And the GM for this evening, we're going to play some Tales of the Valiant by Kobold Press, and this is sponsoring Mental Health America, who does awareness and support for mental health benefits across the nation. Thanks everybody for tuning in this evening. Good to see you, Jason and Stacy and Raven. Thanks for joining us. And thank you, players, for joining me this evening. Why don't we do a round of introductions? Let's start with Sid. Tell us who you are, who you're playing, and then popcorn it over to somebody else.
Hello, I'm Sid. Can be found on the interwebs all over at _Sundance Sid. And today I'll be playing Loom Greymantle, resident blacksmith and all-around fun guy. But he's no mushroom. I'm a popcorn it. That was horrible. I'm a popcorn it over.
And the puns have begun.
And they have begun.
Popcorn it over to?
Casper.
Oh, okay. I thought so. Osio, everybody. My name is Casper the MB Ghost. You can find me everywhere at Casper DANB Ghost. Tonight, I am playing Scalar, who's this world's version of Bigfoot and the Lorax. I will not be explaining any more.
Right. And who?
Oh, yeah, shoot. I got a popcorn. I'm going to popcorn it to CC.
Hi, I'm Cece. You can find me online at Cola May. Tonight I will be playing Vela, the town's tourist shop owner. She's just a little artsy guy.
Nice.
And I will popcorn it over to Ed.
Hey, my name's Ed. Overall tabletop RPG enthusiast. You can occasionally find me on Twitch streaming as Neuromaster, but usually I'm right here at Wanderer's Haven playing tabletop stuff with Jeremy and the whole crew. Real good times. This evening I'm playing Vado, the Kobold Ranger. He's kind of like a scout, sometimes mail carrier, and general freaky little dude. So looking forward to looking at this Kobold Press thing, and I'll kick it back to you, Jeremy.
Nice. I am also looking forward to this Kobold Press thing. I think this is the first time we've gotten to play it on the channel. We've played some non-streamed games of it and kind of as playtesting, and it was a good time. So look forward to what you all come up with this little story that we've worked together to build. So, speaking of, you are all inhabitants of a quaint little mountain town called Troisha's Blessing. Now, Troisha's Blessing in and of itself is really nothing more than just a nice little place to live. It's kind of tucked back into a mountain valley. There's a body of water that kind of pushes up against one side, and then you're surrounded by mountains on all the other sides. There is a trail that comes in from the east, whereas the ships and stuff, not large ships, but river boats can come in from the south. And if it wasn't for a rather unique aspect of your town, you might never really have been heard of. You wouldn't be on the map. You just would have lived your lives here in this little town. However, there is a strange celestial event that happens once a year where a certain star called Troisha emits light on the area where your town is. And what's interesting is that beneath your town are these crystals that grow. And as they grow from the light, almost like a plant, they are imbued with celestial magical energy. Once this was discovered, generations ago, people realized that they could mine these crystals and sell them off to wizards and sages and those who create magic items. They don't directly cast spells, but they can be used as spell components, and they make enchanting weapons and items much easier. And so for about a week a year, miners that live in the town harvest these crystals, and then really the rest of the year is just spent enjoying the spoils that such a harvest brings in from worldwide sales. Merchants travel in either by boat or by wagon, and essentially those who have set up this agreement with faraway governments and mage guilds and such have made it so that they have promised a certain amount of these crystals to go out every year in exchange for being left alone. There aren't mages who come in here to take over the place and make this their own thing. And so you have this fairly peaceful life. A few years ago, a vein of these crystals broke through the surface, which had never happened before. And it was rapidly determined that the direct starlight makes these crystals grow much faster when they're on the surface as opposed to being underground. Whether it's being filtered through the dirt and rock and all of the minerals or what, it's a much faster process. And so the town has worked to create above ground mines, abandoning for the most part mines underground, because it was just more cost effective, and a much larger bounty of these crystals are harvested every year because of this. So this year, CC, you've noticed, or Vela has noticed, as you've worked with some of the more recent crystals that have come out, that something's a little weird about them. They don't act quite the way that you're used to them acting. They don't respond to your working with them in quite the same way. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about Vela and what Vela does with these crystals?
Yeah, so Vela, she has like this light blue skin with pink tips of her ears, sort of iridescent hair that's tied up neatly behind her, with light blue eyes, and she is trying to make little sculptures and little figurines at first, and then with some of the leftover stuff she'll make those common magic items like a cloak of billowing perhaps. And she is just trying her darndest to get these crystals to work the way she wants them to.
Nice. Sorry, doing a quick adjustment there. CC, nearby you can hear the ringing of a hammer on an anvil. As we follow that sound, we find Loom currently working over a forge and anvil. Loom, what are you making today?
Probably a sword. Maybe a sword. Probably started out a sword, turned into an axe. Yeah, let's do an axe.
Excellent. Go ahead and describe Loom.
Loom is a dwarf. Stout, muscular, tan skin, black dreads down about shoulder length, mid back, with a braided beard, and whenever he steps from behind the desk in the front of his workshop, you see that he's missing the left leg, and he has a prosthetic, but it's like one of those the bladed prosthetics for running, but at a slightly smaller scale, for one, because he's a dwarf, and two, just for ease of maneuvering with the it's not a big of a curve.
Gotcha.
Basically.
Nice.
Yeah, and little tattoos around his biceps, and just a love for invention and making.
So, Loom, are you using any of this year's harvest in your sword axe?
It's a sax.
Your sacks?
It's a swax. Yeah, always. You must. That's where the money comes in. This time of year, those weapons or items, whatever I make, go for a lot.
Nice. So, as a blacksmith, do you have any creation rules in this here system, Tales of the Valiant?
In terms of what?
That you would roll to make a weapon, for example.
Oh, nothing mechanical.
Okay.
That I've seen. So I could double check, but nothing mechanical.
Oh no, that's all right.
That says, hey, roll this.
I didn't think there was anything, but if you knew it was something. So Sid, go ahead and roll me a wisdom check for me. You can add your proficiency to it.
All right. Okay. Wisdom check. Let's just roll wisdom and proficiency. 19 plus 3 is what? 22.
Nice. So as you are working the metal of this soon-to-be swax, you take some ground up crystal and you kind of sprinkle it over it, and you're going to work it in, let the heat absorb it. And
you got to make sure it's pure. Well, you don't not snort.
What color does it usually appear as?
Say again?
When you do this, what color does it usually kind of tint the metal?
It depends on what I'm making. So if it's like a weapon, it's usually like a light blue. For shields, it's more of a red.
Gotcha.
Protective, like armor and shields, it's a red. Weapons, it's blue.
So it's weird. This sword starts to take on like a green cast. Something you've never seen before. Definitely not typical.
Wait, I gotta get into a character voice. Sorry. Sean Connery. Oh, well, that doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem like it's correct. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Nice. As you're staring at the sword and trying to figure out what had happened, Ed, tell us about Vado and what Vado is currently doing.
I think Vado actually was about to be delivering some acid to Loom's blacksmith shop, used for engraving or something like that.
Nice.
So I get my runes in there.
But on the way, like as he's arriving, he notices that there are like sort of a small colony of rats that are out back by the wood pile, and for the fuel that the blacksmith uses, and he immediately sort of gets distracted, and a series of like incredibly loud like cracks and bangs disrupt Loom's concentration as Vado just begins like laying about with the bullwhip that he carries with him, trying to sort of drive off those rats. This probably goes on for like, probably nearly the better part of a minute before he convinces himself that he has done a good job of defending the blacksmith from the local vermin, and struts proudly into the shop.
Excellent. Real quick, big shout out to Glassjaws. Thank you so much for the donation. Not only do each of you have an advantage to use when you would like to, and I'm not saying there's going to come a time where this will be needed, but should you need it, a helpful NPC will appear to pull your bacon out of the fire. It might be literal bacon in a literal fire. We'll find out. But whatever it is, like Jason said, it's for a good cause. So thanks so much for that. So when you use it, you can use your advantage either to re-roll a die if you wanted, or if you have an ability like a rogue, where if you were rolling advantage and you get sneak attack, you can absolutely use it for that case as well. All right, so Vado, you enter the shop here.
What does Loom look like after Vado's created this whole racket? Is he irritated, or is he patient or happy to see me, or what's your reaction?
I think this was not the first time this has occurred. So probably not the second, probably leaning in more about like the 37th. So I think Loom is one, used to it, and two, because of all the attempts of trying to help Vato become a better tinkerer or builder, he's gained a certain patience with him. So when you walk in, it's like, oh, you were just so I gotta get it again. Show him kind of right. There we go.
Channel the inner Sean.
Morach Outback, was it?
That's right. But you don't have to worry about that. I took care of them. Vado just sort of pats the whip at his side. Oh, I nearly forgot. For you, the acid.
Yes, it was running really low. Thank you.
Make anything fun today?
Well, now that you ask, and then this was a swax. Yeah, I hold up like the swax. Just some experiments, and it's still kind of hot from the fire, and then you notice it's the green tint. But yeah, this is not the usual color for it, so I'm a bit of a loss.
Interesting.
So as this discussion plays out, Casper, I am assuming, but you can tell me if I'm wrong, Sklar's out in the forest beyond town, maybe near Sklar's cave. Tell us about Sklar.
I'm not doing that all night. I'm sorry, that hurt. Immediate character choice. Sklar stays with trees, defends forest. With Badger.
I don't know why, but you got really quiet for some reason. Trying to turn you up.
Sklar is very quiet.
Right?
Yeah.
With Badger.
Badger.
Yeah.
All right.
Badger named Dizzy.
Tell us what Sklar looks like.
Sklar is 5'2". Losing his fang. Hang on. That was that attempt. Sklar is 5'2", pretty much covered in fur, has like thick, dark skin. He's pretty camouflaged. Just glue. And he's got thick his hair is really thick. It's kind of fallen into natural locks, which means it's matted as hell. There's like twigs poking out and like mud caked in, and he's just living like moss growing in certain areas. He's living full facial hair. That seems less that seems more well kept than the rest of his head. And is covered in furs of animals that he's hunted, furs and bones of animals that he's hunted. Like every time he hunts, he uses as much of the animal as he can. If not for clothing, then for tools. Very, very natural guy we've got going on here with his little wolf ears poking out and his tiny sets of like he's got fangs coming out of his like because he is pretty he's a beastkin, so he's got claws, he's got fangs, but he also wields hand axes and a longbow. So
Are the axes made of hands or no, just kidding.
You'd be surprised.
Right?
Sharp rocks and feet. Like their handles are made out of like this bone, the bigger one. I don't know what this bone is called.
The forearm one?
Yeah, the forearm one. I've broke both of them. I know there's two bones in there. It's the bigger one that he made the thing out of.
Nice.
I'm gonna just say a femur. I know it's not a femur. That's in the leg.
That's a foot in it. That's a foot in it.
But now that I was like trying to
Footbular.
explain what it looked like, I was like, you know what? It's just a femur. I want a tough piece of leg, so give me a tough bone handle. It's a femur.
So Sklar, as you're
Ulner, thank you.
as you're
Freeman.
doing Sklar things that Sklar does, you notice the ground shakes. Did you say you're in your cave or near your cave?
I'm gonna say I'm right outside my cave
Okay.
with my badger, who I think is like rolling on her back trying to sunbathe.
I need two things from you.
Yes.
The first one is, how is Sklar feeling?
That is a very deep philosophical question. He is feeling content.
Okay.
In that he thinks he is doing the best he can for the creatures living in this area.
Nice. And the second thing I need is a perception check.
No. Okay. Perception check. Let's go.
You got this.
Not bad. 16.
Okay. As you are hanging out, your badger's there, you feel this tremor. And the tremor begins to shift the ground to the point where you kind of have to like step. The badger like kind of puffs up and like runs into your cave. And as you look to make sure that your badger is going to be okay in the cave, make sure there's no rocks falling on your badger, you notice standing over by that tree right there is a figure. That figure is in shadow. It's hard to see, but it's just very calmly standing there. You can't really make out any features because the shadow's just a little too dark. You can't see facial features or anything like that, but it's about your size. And as the ground begins to buckle and kick more, go ahead and make a dex save or a strength save. I'll let you choose.
I'm gonna go Dex. And I should not have.
Oh.
That was a natural one.
Nice. The ground shifts, dirt slides, your feet go with it, you fall down. As you go to pick yourself up, you're looking for that person and your badger. Your badger's making badger noises in the cave, and you can see little like crumbling pieces of the roof kind of falling in, but it doesn't look like it's going to collapse, but that figure's gone. Meanwhile, back at the tourist trap. I mean, back at Vela's shop, Vela, the ground begins to shake. Your walls start to kind of sway with it. Bits of crystal fall off and shatter on the ground. What do you do?
I think I go up to like one of the shelves and I'm gonna try and like stop it from like falling.
Sure. This is your shop. So is this a well-constructed shelf, or is this a you threw
or is
it
this
together?
one of the ones I had Vado help me make?
Oh. I'm gonna roll a yes, no, maybe for that then. Oh yeah, it's a pretty good shelf. Okay, so go ahead and make it's gonna have to be a strength check, but you're gonna have advantage on this one because it is a well-made shelf.
Either way, I still have a... so that's going to be an 11.
11. You notice you can keep the shelf upright, but pieces do fall off and break. Some more into smaller pieces than like some of just chip, and others just completely shatter. Goes on for several moments, not quite a minute. You can hear something in the distance, like a shrieking, grinding noise. It actually reminds you of when you're working on these crystals, when you're like grinding them into shapes, but much louder and much more abrasive. And then the ground kind of calms. You can hear a rumbling in the distance, but it seems to have passed.
I think I'm gonna step outside, see if I can, like, is there anybody outside that has like noticed this as well, or?
Let's find out. I feel like, Loom, isn't your blacksmith nearby? You're muted.
You're muted.
I'd say it's on. Yeah, it's on like on the same street for sure. Whether it's like next door or like a few doors down, it's just
okay. So while you've been inside talking with Vado, and Vado's delivering the acid, the ground starts to shake. Embers rise up from your forge, begin to scatter about. Little bricks begin to fall off. You hear the clanging of metal ingots, and the bags that hold the ground crystal fall over and spill out. What do the two of you do?
I look up, I'm just like, oh, well, shit's falling down. Oh, that's all right. We can just pick them back up. There's nothing to be, and then something just like falls and just hits Loom, and he's like, all right. And he starts, go into action to pick up things.
Okay. And what's Vado doing?
I think Vado is like the picture of contortion as he tries to look in every different direction at once to figure out what is going on. And then he just sort of glances to Loom and sort of seeing that he is sort of unimpressed or unworried about what's going on. I think he immediately declares, I'm going to go see what's happening. And he sort of runs out into the street to try to see what's happening to the rest of the town.
Okay.
I follow Vato, less about concern about the earthquakes and more concern about Vato. Oh well, hold on. I'll follow you out.
So Vela, as you exit your shop, you do notice Loom and Vado down at Loom's blacksmith stall. You do notice other people also stepping out, other vendors. There's a baker that steps out, a small halfling man named Owen steps out, and he looks around concernedly. He's got just like arms with baskets full of like bread that you can tell her he just like scooped them into it. He's dragging them out. Bits of like the thatch of his roof have kind of crumbled off. You notice down at the burgomaster's house, she has stepped out. Her name is hang on, I forgot. It's Sean Wanth. She has stepped out and she's looking around worriedly. There are people with her. You can see the foreman, the mining foreman, is there, and they are all kind of staring off in the direction of the closest surface mine. You realize that's probably where that sound came from.
I'm gonna turn around and lock the door to my shop really quick as I walk down towards Loom and Vado.
As you go to shut your door, you realize that the frame has shifted slightly, and you have to like kind of tug the door, and you hear the and then you get it, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna have to get that open later. That's a later problem.
That's a later me problem. But gonna walk over to Loom and Vado. It's like, did you guys hear that?
Yes, felt it as well.
I think you catch Vado like halfway into trying to climb up onto a barrel to get a better look. And he just sort of is, do you think that was the mine? Did it collapse? Is everyone okay?
It probably was. And I'm doing like that dad thing where I'm just like standing outside, and you know, my hands on the hips. I'm like, just assessing everything. Okay. Well, seems like there's something that we may have to look into.
Well, do we check it out? Do we wait?
As the three of you are standing there and trying to decide what to do, the Burgomeister arrives. She's been running, and she's not running at you, like she's just kind of running past you, but as her and the foreman near, she kind of skids to a halt, and she looks over at you all. You three, you're capable. Come with us, just in case we need help, just in case they are injured.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Let's jump back out of town. Sklar, what are you up to?
Daisy safe?
Sorry, what was that?
Is Daisy safe?
Daisy is safe, yes.
All right.
A little freaked
I'm gonna
out, but safe.
Yeah, so I'm going to take Daisy, my lovely badger, and I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna hold her close as I like survey the surrounding area.
Go ahead and make another perception check for me.
I might have to change dice soon because I got a 13 total.
With the 13, you're looking around and you do see a faint bit of what looks like smoke rising off towards town, but you know that in between your cave and town is one of these new mines that they started building on the surface, and otherwise you don't see that person. You don't see any other of your animal friends. They've all kind of hidden away. Although Daisy's like at the edge of your cave, like peering out, and then like will kind of chitter and then run back in the cave.
Yeah, I'm going to snap at Daisy. Well, more like bark at her and have her come back as I head over to the smoke. Because if there is if there's big smoke like that in town, I don't want it to spread to the forest. So
Fair.
I'm
Remember.
going to, yeah.
Only you can stop forest fires.
And now I'm Smokey the Bear.
That's right. Sklar the bear.
There's everything in this anthology.
So Sklar, as you get closer to the mine, you can hear frantic voices calling out. People shouting for help to move rocks, to get equipment to break apart some of these boulders. You look out and you see just townsfolk. You don't see any of the miners. You kind of have the details of their faces, even if you don't know them, because you like kind of will catch them wandering through your areas of the forest, and so you have to make sure that you like are just like they catch glimpses of you just in the corner of your eye before you disappear, and they look at you or look for you because they can't actually see you. And you don't see any of them, but you do recognize some of the other people from town, and you see the Burgomeister and the foreman. You see Vado, the kobold that is your friend, and that's Sidarian. Sidarian? I don't remember how it's pronounced.
Siderian.
Sidarian?
I think it's Siderian.
Yeah, Sidarian.
Siderian.
With the colorful hair, and there's that dwarf that like makes the metal into shapes.
Makes the metal into shapes is amazing. That's funny.
It's the cease and I remember the girl with the hair because I send her cease and desist pine cones. So I don't want to be seen.
Okay.
So do I know of like a back entrance to this mine? Or like an air shaft to this mine?
That is a good question. Make a survival check.
You heard me. Cease and desist pine cones. Talking directly to chat now. You said survival.
You know, when people are making images in your likeness and you need to warn them off and you send them cease and desist pine cones.
All right. So I'm going to use my advantage.
Okay.
To not roll any more digital dice because this site hates me.
I feel like your dice just keep counting down.
Okay. Better. 12 plus 5, 17.
Nice. So this is a fairly new thing that they've been like mining on the surface. However, you do know that there are small tunnels. Some of them are just like barely large enough for somebody to like crawl through. And you've definitely checked those out.
Okay.
And you do know that they do go down below this area.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to one of those.
Okay.
And tell Daisy to dig, just to widen the hole a little bit for someone who's not a very a fuzzball of 5'2" could fit inside. Yeah, so like your average miner. So she's gonna keep digging, and I'm gonna help.
Okay. So while you're digging, we'll go back over to the cave-in. Vadovella and Loom, what are you up to?
I think that, like, on the way traveling over here, Vado has probably sort of raised one of his claws skyward and called down his his beast spirit It's an avian form of this spirit. It kind of looks like a gargantuan, like kind of seagull, kind of thing. It's one of his features as a pack master, and he's just sort of summoning Bad Feather to ask if it can see anything or if it's noticed anything from the air around this site. If there are any threats or anyone that it can see that has been trapped or anything like that.
Nice. Go ahead and roll a perception check for Bad Feather.
Okay. That would be a 12.
A 12. Bad Feather kind of sniffs the air, flutters around for a moment. Can you speak with the animal, or is it more feelings?
Yes, I can. It understands common,
Okay.
but it can't speak because bird. But it can communicate telepathically with me.
Okay. So telepathically, you get images of it isn't sure, but it does think that there are or were people here recently. And Bad Feather doesn't think they left. It's not scenting them or anything leaving, like... So you're pretty sure they probably fell into this cave-in.
Okay.
Vela, how about you?
Vela is not very strong. So she would be using a mixture of like mage hand to like help take care of like the lighter things, or she would also cast like dancing lights to help light up the area in any
Gotcha.
way.
And none
just
of
sort
those
of-
are ones you have to roll for, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Those are just cantrips.
Okay. Just double checking. Awesome. Yeah, so as you help the people
And I
who
just
are...
got a pickaxe. Just, well, looks like we have to get to work. And I'm just just getting in there,
Nice.
dwarven style.
Go ahead and...
Um,
Oh, go ahead, Vela.
Oh, I was actually gonna say, can I cast detect magic?
I don't know, can you?
I would like to cast detect magic as I sort of get closer to this mine entrance.
Yeah.
Loom lights the fuck up.
Now this is a first level spell, right?
It is, so I have to roll.
Okay.
Hold up, my tabletop's glitching. But
Uh-oh.
so the DC
It's thinking...
because the DC is weird. It's like okay, no, we're good. It's 20 minus my sorcerer level plus the spells level.
Gotcha.
So I think the DC is 16.
So 20 minus your sorcerer level. So that's what fit. Yeah. 5. Yeah, 15. 16.
Plus a first level spell.
Yeah, 16.
So 16.
Wow, that's harsh.
16.
And I rolled a 13, so now once it loads, I will have to roll a D100.
Do you add your spellcaster modifier to it, or is it just a straight roll?
I will double check in just a moment.
Let's see if I can take a peek here. Is not chaos manifest. Oh, volatile magic. There we go.
You know what? I'll use my advantage on this.
It is just a straight D20 roll
Just a
against your
straight
volatile.
D20.
Yeah.
And that was not any better, so now I get to roll a D100.
No.
But I still cast detect magic.
Okay.
Okay.
You cast Circle
will
of
def-
Death in a 50-foot radius.
He blow Loom up.
Right?
No, arcane energy throoms through you, creating an unnatural warble that is audible to a distance of 300 feet. For 1 hour, your cantrips deal an additional damage equal to your charisma modifier.
Wow.
Okay.
Holy moly.
Starts.
I
So
was
there's just
not
a
expecting
warble
that.
coming from me now.
Right? You just sound like a
Vato,
TARDIS, like stuck in...
Yep.
Do you hear that?
Whoops.
Hear that? Something seems to be might be happening again.
You walk up. Loom walks up to Vela. Do you hear that?
What?
Are you hearing that thrum of magic in the air?
So Vela, yes, absolutely. Not only are Vado and Loom... You both have magical items, right?
I am a magical atom, but yes.
And your own, but you also notice there's dust from the crystal that is technically magical. The crystals that are kind of still jutting out of the ground are magical. The ones who haven't, like, that haven't completely disappeared in the ground. And you also get traces of an effect that happened, but you're not really sure. It's just kind of a lingering aura that's fading away. Almost like there was an enchantment or something.
Okay.
Can I roll for perception just to because I have this my feature, Eyes of a Maker. When I touch a magic item or some other magic imbued object, I learn its properties and how to use it, whether it requires attunements and everything, and any spells affecting it. Can I just use that and just take a little peeksies
You
at
can.
the area?
I mean, there's
and,
not really like any objects around besides the ones you're carrying. Like you know that the crystals themselves are magical,
Well-
and you already know their properties.
Well, it says that. What I wanted to try to use it for was to see what happened and why this was it.
Oh, I
was
see.
It a
Gotcha.
magical imbalance with the crystals?
Sure.
Did somebody do a thing?
It's a technical term. I saw Casper. You were like doing a thing,
Just out here doing things.
right?
Just doing the things. Do I roll? What do my beautiful golden brown eyes of artifice see?
Do you roll?
I don't. It doesn't say to roll. I just touch stuff and know.
Okay, yeah.
I just want to look. Just want to taste the air like a lizard and see what's happening.
You like
That was your
stick
ball.
your tongue out, and there's like little particles of the dust that fall on it, and you can. They taste familiar. You're used to that, but there's like something off about them. And then there's underneath that, there's definitely some kind of spell, an enchantment that was laid that maybe it was some kind of evocation spell or some kind of destructive spell.
There was your bomb.
It just reminded me of Mole from Atlantis: The Lost Empire.
Yeah. I just pick up the dirt, rub it, sprinkle it, pick up a rock, throw it. It doesn't have to do anything with the investigation, but sometimes you just gotta throw a rock. Just touch the earth. It seems that someone said something here. And of course, this wasn't of a natural cause. Someone
There's
wanted
still
this
a-
outcome.
Aura of magic from whatever caused this, so.
About this time, you hear shouts. The foreman is like, "Over here! We found a shaft!" And you can see them moving crystals out of the way. You see the Burgomeister look
over.
around, and she looks at Vado actually, and waves you over.
I think Vado looks up mid-lick he has just been imitating Loom, just sort of licking everything and sort of looking back at Loom, he's trying to taste the evocation magic, and he cannot, but he's convinced that maybe the second or third or the fourth try, or maybe it's just a different thing that needs to be licked. But he's definitely caught like, huh?
Right.
There's a moment where
what have you found?
the Burgomeister goes waving you over, and then she has this look of doubt on her face, but then she waves you over anyway.
So Vado sort of puts down whatever piece of dirt or filth he was licking and scampers over to Sean.
She says, would you be willing to go down and see if there are any survivors?
Of course. We should do that right away. Shouldn't we? Yeah, we should.
You might need help. The guards aren't here yet. I don't know when they're going to arrive. Is there anyone you can take with you?
Yeah, I think so. And I think he sort of puts two claws in his mouth and just whistles as loudly and shrilly as he can, and just sort of announces in just his most enthusiastic but also self-important voice that the Honorable Burgermeister needs our help. We got an entrance. We got to go down there and check for survivors.
So Vela and Loom, you both know that while there are guards here in the town, they are not really trained in the way that you are as far as specialty skills. You are probably more capable than they are. Do you feel like this is something you would like to help out with?
I sort of brush off my dress and like tie it into pants, and I'm like, well, might as well.
Dude, do you just want a pair of pants? Have extras?
Do you have an extra pair of pants with you?
You don't have an extra pair? I mean, honestly, I have to. I'll be back.
Ooh, I think me too. And Vado he starts looking like in his pack full of bits and pieces and trash.
So after...
Don't wear anything that comes out of his pack. I have to go back to the shop anyway. And so I go back to the shop really quick, grab some stuff, and I look at my apprentice, Callie. Said, I'll be stepping out for a moment. Take care of things, and you've got it. And just, tap her on her shoulder, grab a pair of pants, and just go.
Callie actually grabs your arm before you turn away, and she leans in, gives you a quick hug, and she says, be safe. There's definitely a look of worry on her face.
Of course. And I leave.
Okay. After a tire has been updated, do the three of you delve underground?
Yes. Let us go. Yeah, well, I hand Vela the pants. For you.
Thank you.
I think before we go, Vado or maybe Badfeather would just do sort of one more check around the area to see if anyone else answered the call.
Looking around, you don't see anyone. There are people digging, trying to make more, like trying to widen the hole, trying to make sure no one was essentially trapped on the surface under some of the fallen debris. As the three of you head into the collapsed mine, Sklar, you have made your way into this somewhat widened tunnel. There's bits of loose rock from where Daisy's been like moving stone, and you're just like trying to keep your footing. Every so often you feel like there's somebody watching you, but you look and you're like, no. It hits you. This must be what the villagers feel like when you're watching them, but they can't see you. It's kind of disconcerting. And as you wind your way through these tunnels, you begin to hear voices. Kind of sound familiar. One of them's kind of a squeakier, high-pitched, a little bit nasally, as the other one has like a deep, thick accent. And then there's that Siderian. The one who you just sent a pinecone to the other day. They must be nearby.
I'm going to stick to the shadows, which should be easy since we're in these tunnels, right?
Right.
Yeah, there's not a lot of sunlight down
Do you have
here.
dark vision?
Do I have dark vision?
Because unless you don't, you can just walk through the dark.
Do I have dark vision? Oh, come on. You think I'd have dark vision?
Oh, you don't have dark vision. Interesting.
I have natural predator. I've got tracker.
So let's say that
You
you've been
motherfucker.
using a light, either a torch or a lantern, to an extent, but if you would like to extinguish it and try and follow these voices by sound alone and like maybe by the glints of light that they might have.
Can I use my beast spirit, which is going to be just a spirit version of Daisy's predecessor, because I don't remember how long badgers live, but I'm assuming I've had more than one in my life.
Are they all named Daisy?
They're all named. No, her name was Lilac. They're all named after flowers.
Gotcha.
And yeah, I'm going to get me my spirit companion, whatever, medium size. Okay, cool. What else do I? Da 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 da. She's basically gonna be my light. I can see through her eyes. Is essentially what it is.
Nice. Yeah, so
And I'm gonna just use her as my very dim light source. She's gonna stay within 30 feet of me, and keep me away from the voices that I hear echoing in the thing.
okay.
And then Daisy's gonna stay 30 feet behind me to watch my rear.
Go ahead and make a perception check, Sklar.
Oh yeah, and I refuse to use the digital dice anymore. 16 total.
As you're moving through and you're listening for these people and you're keeping an eye out through your spirit animal's vision, you start to smell something. It's definitely blood. It has that very obvious smell, and it's getting closer. And then you step out of a tunnel and you look up and down, and to your left are Vado, Bella, and Loom. Do you step back into where you came from, or do you let yourself be seen?
I'm gonna puff myself up into being huge and huge, and kind of like bare my fangs, and like, you know how when you see it's like when you see a large, I'm gonna say bear, but I don't know how many people here have been to Florida. But if you see like a large bear and you just see like the glint of like light shining in their eyes, you know better than to like keep moving in that direction.
Fair.
So I'm
Go ahead and make an intimidation check while you're
wait.
rolling that.
There's also a thing. I have a thing with intimidation checks. I gotta find it first, so
Okay.
you can keep talking.
While you're rolling that, Loom, Vela, and Vado, the three of you have been working your way through here for at least a bit of time. It's kind of, without the sun, you've kind of lost a little bit of that. Maybe it's been an hour, maybe it's been 15 minutes. But you've definitely found signs
Why
of
did I do that?
some blood here and there. And it's weird because you've moved out from under where it was, where the cave-in was. You can see signs of the vein of crystal growing up through the ground. You can see where some kind of explosion had cracked it and caused it to collapse from above. And then there's like holes that lead deeper, and they're like sheer. So they're not like ones that you can just jump down into. You can't even see the bottom of them, and but the area you're in kind of winds around that, and so you're able to kind of spiral down through here. And then Vado's the only one who's seen Sklar, right? Or is it
No, I've seen Sklar.
was it Loom? Okay, so Loom has seen Sklar, and I'll give you advantage on your perception check versus this intimidation check. So Sklar, what did you get?
So I accidentally rolled in the thing and I got a 1, but I do get advantage. No. But I do get advantage because I am a natural predator. I have proficiency in intimidation. I have advantage on intimidation checks to influence beasts and creatures with the animal tag. Human beings are animals.
I'll give it to you. It's
Yeah.
it's situational.
Then I rolled a 19 plus 2. So,
All right, so
I got 21.
21. So Loom, Vela, and Vado, go ahead and roll perception checks, and Loom will have advantage.
Damn. Maybe I
It's a
should have.
16 perception for Vado.
Oh, wow. To both ends of the spectrum. I rolled a nat 1 and then a nat 20. So
Oh.
25.
Nice.
Okay.
And Vela, what did you get?
7.
7. There is some kind of creature over there. There is this weird. Does your spirit animal glow? Like, does it actually glow?
Yeah, I'm gonna say she does because I can affect her appearance.
So
She's
there's
just
this
a glowing
faint
blue,
glow,
a blue glowing badger.
right? And like rising over that is this almost bear-like creature. You can't really see anything but the glint in its eyes, and it just like strikes this fear into your heart. And I need you to make a con save. Vela and Vado.
That is a 11 for Vado.
Okay.
23.
23. Vado, you are going to this isn't actually poisoned, but when you look at conditions, look at the poison condition for what it does, you're considered poisoned for the next hour as this weird effect clenches in your chest, in your lungs, your heart starts to stutter a little bit. This thing is freaking terrifying. Vela, you feel it too, but you manage to overcome the fear. There is... And Vela, because you succeeded, you feel there's something in the air, which you've been breathing in, the dust of these crystals is affecting you, but you can see Vado's eyes just like widen, his pupils shrink. Actually, no, his pupils get super wide as like fight or flight starts to kick in. Vado, what do you do?
I think Vado immediately hides behind Vela.
Okay.
Oh, okay. It's gonna be okay, buddy. It's gonna be okay. Loom,
Yes.
what is that?
What? Oh. And then I look over. Oh, that's klar. Have you never met them?
Not face to face. Although I've gotten some
Oh.
pine cones that I can only imagine are from one person.
Oh, definitely, that's Sklar. Hey, Sklar! And just start waving. Sklar! Over here!
Yeah. So, I'm going to move. I'm going to take a step forward. When the beast first introduced himself to Belle, step into the light. It's one big, massive paw at a time as I come into view, and then you see my stature feels big in the light. I am 5'2". My hair makes me 5'6". I'm actually here, and with my jetting out my fangs and a badger nipping at my heels. Is where I'm at right now.
I haven't seen you in quite some time, friend. Oh, go shit.
Sklar is going to dap you up.
Yeah. Predator high five, baby.
Yeah, Predator high five, baby. And so, Smoke came to check.
Yes, apparently somebody blew up or set something on fire down in the mine. So we're here to look for survivors. Hopefully we find, those who need help if they're in any need.
The entire time that we're talking, Sklar does not stop looking at Vela.
I do not break eye contact.
Yes,
Vela and Sklar make con saves. We're gonna see who can
Who
do the
breaks
staring
first?
Yeah.
Behave.
21.
Oh.
Yeah, well, 12.
Oh. So Sklar, there's a little bit of this dust in your eyes, and they start watering, and you're just no, I can't blink. Yeah. Vela outlasted your staring contest this time.
I look over and make pointed eye contact at my dwarf friend. I can help.
Oh yeah, of course. The more the merrier. And then I noticed that the staring contests are is everything all right? Notice you've been staring at each other for quite some time.
I'm going to lean in real close and be like, "That's the one."
The one.
Oh, for the likenesses. I thought, okay, well, right. I mean, I've been seeing them. I thought that was already sorted out. I guess it wasn't. Well, this is awkward.
So Vado, as this interaction's going on, you can tell in your mind, you can reason that this is they know each other. This creature isn't going to eat you, but this fear in your heart, this anxiety, just won't let go. What are you doing?
I think that Vado's instinct is to try to do something that makes him feel better, and maybe also to try to appease this terrifying creature. And so I think what he does is he actually he's taken about a minute and this is going on in the background while there are people are talking, and he's going through his bag of like trash and junk, and
Don't eat anything from
he's
me,
pulling out a tin of beans. There's like a broken like crystal ball in there, maybe like a third of it or something like that. He's got some bacon grease, and there's just a whole lot of like banging and like some gnawing and biting as well. But about a minute later, he has produced a improvised bullseye lantern and presents it to Sklar. So you can see better.
Sklar tilts his head and like flicks an ear, in the way that dogs like or horses do it, just to like get rid of a buzzing insect by the ear, and smiles, which Sklar would perceive as charming. You may perceive as absolutely menacing, because it's just a drooly, fangy, like it's a drooly bearing of the fangs instead of like an actual smile. And he will take the offering. Yeah.
Love it. All right. You were all together. What would you like to do?
I'm going to cast up dancing lights again to help everybody see.
Okay. And then continuing on.
And continuing on into
Okay.
mine.
Let's go. Oh, well, if we're gonna continue going, might as well just do this. And then I'm gonna activate my feature of Mystic Metal. And you hear like the clinking and shlinking of metal plates sliding into place. But what you actually see is a thin layer over Loom's body, covering it. It's just a thin layer of armor. It looks more like like scales.
Nice.
And so yeah, that just drops down, and he just with the armor, and then the gauntlets get like a bit like he has gauntlets now. It's what's the word I'm looking for? Ethereal.
Oh yeah,
Not
like
ethereal.
kind of like somewhat see-through.
Yeah. So they'll slide over. You hear like a something powering up, and then the plate sliding into place. And then a slight helm. It looks like Thor's, like a Viking,
Nice.
helmet with an open face, but it's just around. It just frames his head, and then he just has like these large gauntlets on, and then he pulls out an axe, and he's like, "Oh, couldn't be any more prepared, just in case."
I swear you just described an 80s action figure. I just can't think of what it was called.
I probably did by accident.
Look.
He-Man?
No, it's
Sounded
not
like
He-Man.
He-Man.
It might be Conan. What weapons? Really quick. What weapons does everybody use?
Hand axe, 2 hand axes, and longbow.
All right. Well, Vela just throws magic at people, so I don't think I'm expecting to see any weapons there. And then Vato
She just
uses
has
the
a
whip.
quarterstaff along her back.
Vato's got a whip, a pair of short swords, and a short bow slung over his back.
What is the primary for everyone?
Longbow.
Whip and short sword.
Cool. All right. I just squint and just look before we move on. Sklar, can you hand me that bow?
Roll for initiative.
Take it.
Yeah.
Really quick later. It'll be.
He'll hand you the bow, but he's gonna give you a look about it. Like,
Don't worry. It'll be all right. And I take it and I take out like some a chisel and some of the dust, the crystal dust. This is old crystal dust. This is not today's crystal dust. Yeah. And I take out like a stamp and a chisel, and I kind of cut into the bow some dwarven runes and put a stamp on it. It's like a light bulb. Excuse me. It's like a light bulb with lightning bolts firing off of it, and I stamp the base of the bow, like where the hands go, and I sprinkle some of the dust in there, and then I'll spit on it and rub it in, and all right, I'm gonna let it go. And spit on it, rub it in, and then rub some of the crystal on the string, and the dwarven runes light up. All right, there we go. T-words always mess me up with this. Aim through, and you will strike all of your enemies. And I gave it, you just fire weapons, fire bow. You don't need arrow bow, fire bow.
Oh.
As I augment it with where is it? Loading. Yeah, you don't have to load it. It conjures magical ammunition.
Well, heck.
cute.
I was gonna say, Sklar, you just gained a blood enemy as this dwarf
Yeah, I
starts
was
like
about
fucking with
to,
your
dude.
bow, and then like all of a sudden like magical arrows and shit start appearing when you pull the string, and you're like,
So I do that. Everything lights up, and then I just fire off like 5 of them. There you go. For you.
now, granted, it only lasts for 5 shots, so now it's spent. But no,
Yeah.
all that work.
And then I hand and then Vato the whip. Which one's more appropriate? I guess the whip.
Whip it good.
Whip it really good.
Terrible.
And I basically do the same thing. I just rub crystal dust all over it, just spit on it.
Gotta
And then
moisturize
stamp
the
it.
leather.
Yeah, stamp it with that stamp, and it shines a little bit. And now it's become a +1 magical whip.
Nice.
Or the short sword. Either one. Either way, something gets spit on.
If you tie the short sword to the end of the whip,
I do that actually.
I knew that saliva was the key.
Well, no. All right. Yeah, sure.
right? So
And
a
I
few
just
moments.
put my hands up, like, I'm good.
Well, there's nothing I can actually do for you. I can't augment any weapons, and armor. Can't really do much with innate magical abilities. I'm not gonna randomly spit on you. It's just weird.
Right. Gonna augment
Please,
you.
thank
Ready? All right. So the 4 of you have been augmented. You've prepped, and you head further down the tunnel. As you go, who's in the lead?
Not Vado. He's too scared. I think
Okay.
he'd love to be fearless leader, but right now he's very fearful.
I think Sklar would
Okay.
go ahead first. With the badgers going. It's okay, so apparently a badger is a tiny beast, and my beast spirit is a medium beast.
It's just a
So
large
I
badger.
keep calling it a
big-ass
badger.
badger.
Yeah, I keep calling it a badger, but it's some other form of giant rodent, I guess. Um,
It can look however you want to.
yeah. So yeah, it's just gonna be a badger. It's gonna be a big ass badger. 2 different forms of badger.
That's right. This is like the
Uh,
personality of the badger outside of its little body.
There we go. Yeah, we're gonna go first.
Okay, go ahead and just make a
explore.
survival check for me. Or perception, whichever you prefer.
And I'll have the dancing lights going up ahead of Sklar.
Perfect.
Oh, natural 20, baby,
Nice.
+5.
Yeah, and I'm just in the back because I'm augmenting everything.
As you're all moving forward and you're noticing like little smears of blood here and there, Scholar, you notice tracks, like weird kind of scraping, dragging tracks. What was strange is that you didn't notice them before, and so you're looking at them and they seem to come down the tunnel toward where you were and then go back in the direction that you're going. And you continue on, and every so often you notice above you holes in the ceiling where things have collapsed. And for those who have like followed the tunnels down this far, you realize you're essentially going down deeper under the mine that you were in, or that you were on top of before. And then it opens up. You're no longer in just this little tunnel. There's a fairly decent sized cavern in front of you. You do notice that there's a rise, a small path that kind of goes up to the left, but then there's several small broken paths that lead throughout, and you realize that this was probably a chamber that things have fallen from above and broken through, and so these large holes in the ground are probably recently opened up.
I'm going to send Daisy and Lilac ahead.
Okay.
With the command to fetch, and they know that means bring me something, literally anything that seems relevant or seems out of place. This is how I track down wandering miners or lost tourists in my woods.
Darn tourists.
Because they always seem to drop something. So, yeah, I tell them fetch.
You notice that they go near the edges of the holes and they kind of recoil, like there's something they're smelling that is bothersome to them. But then they kind of warily kind of skirt the edges of the holes, because there's definitely a smell down there that is catching their attention, but something else is causing them to be worried about it.
I do a quick whistle to bring them back and pull out my bow. Now that it's like super powered, I don't notch an arrow, but I pull out my bow ready and like shrink down lower to like try and move forward quietly. I'm also like using like, before I do the shrinking part, I'm gonna use the like bow to try and shoo away the fairy lights, because I'm trying to become the shadow.
Bella moves the fairy lights, or do you dispel them? Oh, you're muted.
I dispel them.
Okay. So the fairy lights disappear. The only light at this point is
my shining metal armor. No, I'm just playing. It doesn't glow.
Shiny metal ass.
Right, my shiny metal ass.
It doesn't glow.
Were you using that bullseye lantern? Otherwise?
Who, me?
Anyone. What?
I have dark vision, so.
But not everyone does.
Dark vision.
I was using the shine of my like glowing
Okay.
badger, which means I can't see shit.
Does Vado
Um,
also have dark vision?
I do.
Okay.
Everybody has dark vision except for me.
Right.
What the fuck?
And
That's why I gave you the lantern.
You're the
Oh yeah,
force.
I'll use the lantern then. I remember that now. I will use the lantern. I'm so sorry.
So Sklar, as you're like creeping forward and you're like aiming this lantern, because it's essentially like a flashlight at this point, you're shining its beam around and you can see the hole where it's collapsed in. There's still like kind of this fog of dust that's just kind of slowly seeping down into it. And you see a boot. And over there is shreds of cloth. There's a piece of a belt there. Just kind of like scattered across, almost like these things have been torn apart. Now, whether they were on somebody or not, you're not really sure.
Might have found your miners, friend. I say back to the group, to Loom.
Well, looks like we have found someone in unfortunate circumstances. All right. Seems like something's down here. Something dangerous.
Vela, what are you up to?
Something defending itself.
I think I'm gonna like basically back up against the wall, like scooting my way towards the rest of the group.
Okay.
Looking over what they found.
And Vado?
Vado's licking the boot to try to figure out who this was.
Oh, make a perception check.
That would be a 6.
A 6.
Actually, hold up. I have disadvantage.
Wait, you
nope,
have-
still a 6.
You have disadvantage, or you're gonna see if you
Am
can...
I still poisoned?
Right. You're like, I rolled a 6. Oh wait, I have disadvantage. Let's see if I can roll worse. You lick it. There's definitely that taste of the magical dust on it, as well as rock. There's a faint scent to it, but you don't recognize it. And as you're standing there, I'm gonna move you up just a bit. You're actually kind of here. This here. Oh, I can ping. That's beautiful. This here actually is above your head. There's like a tunnel underneath. So you've moved there and you're doing that. I'm also assuming everyone is up there with you. So go ahead and place yourselves where you would be. As you are licking the boot, there is a noise that catches your attention, Vado. It's a skittering claws or something against stone. And you just slowly like turn your eyes over to the pit that's off to your right. And you see a hand rise up. And then foot. And then part of a face. And as this enormous thing climbs over the edge and chitters at you, what you're seeing is a nightmare crawling out of this hole. It looks like bits of these miners have refigured themselves to be some kind of long, undulating creature. And with that, we're going to go to break. We will be back. I'm going to say probably 10 minutes because Libby has to go and go potty and I have to be realistic. So hopefully under 10 minutes, we will see you when we get back. Welcome back, everybody. As I say the words, roll for initiative. Loom, what did you get?
14.
14?
13.
13. How about Vela?
I also got a 13.
Do you want to roll these?
We
Rollies?
can. Sure. What you get?
18.
I got an 8. I'm sure your dex was already higher than mine anyway.
Vado.
14.
14. And Sklar.
18.
Your turn. Oh, natural 20.
That's great.
Oh no.
That's really great.
It's
Well,
okay, he
obvious.
wasted it on initiative.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So as this creature comes over the precipice of this hole that's been gouged into the cavern floor, I will give Vado and Sklar quick nature checks. Although Vado, you're still at disadvantage.
God, Cracker Jacks.
Cracker Jacks.
Vado rolls a 3.
Okay.
18.
18. Okay. When at the top of your turn, you will have to make a save. You will have advantage. Just remember that, okay?
Okay.
You realize that this is indeed a creature, like a beast of some kind, and not like a rolling, strange amalgamation of undead body parts. Everyone else,
Copy.
not so much. And at the top of the turn, it is going to come over the edge, and it actually sees Sklar there because it has Sklar has
I
that
have the
lantern. Yeah, so it's going to take a chomp at you.
How
That
do
is
I
a
not have dark vision?
21. Does a 21 hit you?
Yeah.
All right. Oh my. You're gonna take 22 points of slashing damage as these pincers open up on its face, and you realize, oh, this is just a giant caterpillar. Oh god! And then it bites you, taking a big like chunk out of your side.
Hang on. Do I have anything on here that...
It is your turn if you have nothing to react with, and I'm gonna need you to do a wisdom saving throw.
So nobody picked
Okay.
cleric, right?
There's
What's a cleric for?
Whoops.
22 points is a lot.
You're gonna have them
Crap.
take notes?
Yeah.
Okay, so no, I'm just a sturdy little motherfucker. So I will take those 22 points of ouch.
Okay.
Wait, what the? What is this? What is this thing?
What is this?
I'm trying to take the 22 points of ouch. I don't know how to equals. Nope, it just gave me 22. What the French toast are you?
If you click hit points,
Yeah.
it should pull up the little calculators.
Cool. I'm just gonna do the math the hard way. Cause what is this thing?
Yeah, if you hover over hit points and click it, it should pull up the calculator so you can just input it.
Yeah, I'm.
You gotta click the equal.
Oh, okay. So I'm worse off than I thought I was. Oh, love math.
Fine.
Cool. Can I use my sturdy self to roar like so yeah, I'm a natural predator. And I'm gonna use I saw this was a beast. It has the animal tag. So yeah, I'm gonna roar at it. Yeah, I'm gonna roar at it to try and intimidate it and scare it away.
Okay. Is that an action or a bonus action or
That is part of my Slayer heritage. So I'm gonna assume it would be my action to try and intimidate it.
Yeah, it typically is unless it says otherwise. So
Yeah, that's okay.
okay,
I'll take it.
you roar at it, and everyone can actually see it shudder. Like some of the hands wave, some of the feet kind of jiggle around, and it does. It shrinks back from you.
Okay. Do you want me to still roll the intimidation?
No, I rolled a 1.
Oh,
There's, I mean, you
fantastic.
can't. That actually so I will be negative by the time I use its modifier, so I can't actually make it.
Okay, cool. No matter what you do.
Yeah.
Got it. Love that. And would it be, what would qualify as like a bonus action right now?
You should.
Because I don't want to attack it.
Yeah. Like usually your class will have something or it'll say if it has like a bonus action thing that you can do.
It should be there in the.
I'm not seeing.
Yeah, in the feature, like right under all the skills and the senses and stuff. It should have a stuff with all your things, like your actions you can do. It should have stuff that says that bonus actions.
Oh, okay.
You can
cool.
action surge.
I'm going to action surge, absolutely. And I'm going, as my bonus action, I'm going to aim. And why? I didn't want to click you. Fine, whatever. I'm going to aim, and like, which was a 19, I guess.
Oh yeah,
so
that absolutely hits.
Cool. I'm gonna use my longbow with the magic and shoot him.
Do you believe in magic?
Yeah. Shoot him in the
face.
Face. Yeah. At this point, I'm shooting him in the face. I don't
Okay.
In the face. Just
You
hit the face.
definitely hit. Roll your damage.
Wait, what? I'm so confused. This one I have to use the demon dice. Yeah, and that's why I call you demon dice. 6 points. Piercing.
Magical
Did the magic give me anything?
It's +1. It should be +1.
7.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
7.
+1
Okay.
damage and to hit. So you got a 20, not a 19.
Okay. So 20 to hit and 7 points of damage.
Okay. Anything else?
I just need to write this down so I don't forget.
I forgot to say that's.
You're right. I already used my bonus action. Do I get another bonus action?
No.
Just
I don't think so. Just one. That's it.
Okay.
That's all I got.
So Vado, I need you to go ahead and actually, you can't get any more afraid than you already are. I'm not even gonna make you roll. What would you like to do on your turn? This thing is horrifying, by the way.
Is this thing sort of like on the precipice? Is there a chance that I could like shove this down into the hole?
It looks possible. You did see it like climb up the wall and over, like it was attached to the chasm wall. But if you can get enough force on it, you could maybe knock it off the wall and out.
All right, I'll use one of my attacks to take the shove action.
Okay.
And see if I can shove it back down into the hole. So I think that's what my strength athletics contested by its.
Do you have to hit it
Athletics or
first, or
acrobatics?
is it just a contested?
I think it's instead of using an attack roll, it's the contested ability thing.
Go ahead and roll.
So that would be a 12 for Vado.
All right. Everyone sees this scared little kobold maybe shriek, even though Vado doesn't realize he's doing it. He's just screaming the whole way as he just runs forward and like shoves this thing. It's like rearing back as Sklar's arrow shot it in its face, and you have like enough leverage. You just bloop, it shoots out over the chasm and disappears.
Nice job, Vado.
As you're all looking around, you see others up in holes that were like chunks of rock that have collapsed through, and you can see maybe tunnels that have formed behind it. You can see the reflection of the lantern light off their carapaces as they slowly withdraw.
Vado, that was really impressive.
That was a really good idea.
Yeah. And
I should roll its damage. I'm just like super curious, but I'm not sure it's going to come back after that. Anyway,
I was hoping to get a little blood on my axe, but good. That was smart thinking, Otto.
the
Can't
game's
just,
not over yet.
Can
Be
Scar,
careful. Any of us could go over the edge just as easily.
Can Scar like walk over to Loom and wipe blood from his chest onto his axe?
imbuing power.
Thanks.
You spit on my bow, you get blood on your axe, and then I go back to my position up front.
At least Sklar went with the blood option and not like other possibilities.
Sometimes, hey man, sometimes you just gotta spit on the bowl just to get everything working. You know, lubrication.
Sklar, are you okay? The thing took a pretty nasty bite out of you.
I'm just holding my guts in and like throws up a thumbs up.
Right.
I pull the skirt out of my bag and offer it as like I can bandage you up a bit.
Yeah, he moves his hand away and like just
Everything
puts his
falls
arms
out.
up.
And I will tend to Sklar's wound.
What do you all do?
Do we keep going?
Yeah, I suppose there's a whole lot we need to find and sort out. And you said there were more of those things.
Mm-hmm.
There are more of those things, so we should probably.
Maybe we should be sneaky and try to surprise them instead of them surprising us.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the lantern away. Did you heal me for anything, or
No,
did you
I
put
was
the
just
skirt
I
around
was
my
just bandaging you up as best I could.
cool?
Making Sklar
I am
pretty.
already bleeding through that skirt. And pay me no minds, whatever. I'm going to still using my beast spirit as the worst little flashlight. Tell Daisy home, and she's just gonna scurry out of here and disappear.
Okay.
Yeah, then we go move right. I will take the lead and move right along.
Is Bella still warbling?
Oh, that's a
Okay,
good question.
wasn't it for like an hour or like days or something?
Has it been an hour yet?
It has not been an hour yet, so Vado's still afraid. Although I do need Vado to do a con save, and Vela is still warbling.
All right, so that kind of puts a damper on some of our stealthiness. 12 for that con save.
12. Yeah, you just can't. For a moment there, you were like, "Oh, maybe I can shake this off. Like I did just something super awesome," but that anxiety
What,
is just
can I
in the pit of
use,
your stomach.
is this for trying to get rid of that poison condition?
It is.
Okay, I'd like to use 3 of my luck points to try to re-roll that.
Sure.
That is no better. So I guess I'm just a scared little kobold.
The dog
Oh,
felt that
buddy.
one.
Yeah, I thought it was Joe.
I thought that was you saying no.
Yeah, I thought.
turd biscuit. Anyway, so as you attempt to like kind of shrug it off, it really just lingers, not quite getting it. Thanks for the puppetry, Casper. There, you don't deserve that, but there, yeah. She deserves all the treats. I just like to give her a hard time. So as the four of you explore this cavern, it becomes quite apparent that the miners have met a gruesome fate at the pincers and other movable appendages of these caterpillars. You were coming down here to find out what happened to them, so you have solved that riddle. What would you like to do?
There's still the riddle of what collapsed the mines.
There is. You're not seeing anything down here. This seems more like just effect of what happened afterwards.
Yeah, the centipedes are gnarly, but I don't think they explode.
I don't think so either.
We should leave. And no one should return.
But what about the village, the crystals? We got to be able to come back here.
Yeah, honestly, we were tasked with finding out what was going on. So, unfortunately, we might have to venture a little bit further into the mines, just so we can gather a little more information.
Yeah, like, Sklar's not gonna argue, but as far as he's concerned, this area is a home to an indigenous form of pain in the ass monster.
Very true.
That
Animal, not even monster. Just
yeah, so it's a pain in the ass animal that just wants to defend its home. So the sooner we get in, figure this out, the sooner I can warden off this place and no one can enter ever again. So
create
let's go.
a caterpillar sanctuary down here.
Basically.
I don't think
Or
we should-
not. If people want to go in there and die, it's not my business. But I will
Caterpillars
give
gotta
them a
eat.
fair warning. Let's
Alright.
go.
All right, so just to be clear, so this area is a dead end. You've explored through this area. It doesn't seem to continue on unless you jump down the hole. But it doesn't seem to have any clues as far as the cause of the issue.
I
Can
have a dumb idea
Do
Okay.
say.
because I have something called my otherworldly guys, or my blessed guys. So I can sprout wings and fly. If you guys want me to fly on down there, check it out, or
If you're gonna go down, I've got feather fall, which should help. I guess. I hope. If I don't use magic. I'm a melee person. But yeah, feather. Cool. Yeah, I can use feather fall.
Vela, go
Sure.
ahead and make a Arcana check.
while that's happening,
Bella.
while that's happening, can I use again the eyes of the maker that I used earlier to try to? Can I find traces of what I found earlier down here? No.
You don't see anything.
So I lick the wall, pick up some of the dirt, rub it a little bit, throw a rock down the cavern because again, throwing rocks does nothing, but it's just fun.
And it sounds cool.
Yeah. There's nothing that I can find.
Can I time the rock that he threw?
Sure.
That's a great idea. See how far it is.
Yeah. Just so I know when to use my feather fall, because I can fall, but as long as I'm 60 feet off the ground, I won't die.
As you listen for it, it's probably 100 or more feet down from where you are.
Oh, the caterpillar went sploosh.
Oh yeah. It actually does have a few hit points left, but it was like, nope, I'm out.
We could finish it off.
I got a 19 on Arcana.
Nice. You don't see anything here that is reminiscent of what you saw up top.
Okay.
This is just the mess created afterwards.
This is the mess. Okay.
All of the effects, or all of the cause that you saw, all of the magic was actually on the surface.
I will relay that information to the group and say, I guess we can start making our way back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Because again, just as you see, I'm not seeing anything. That.
Oh my
points us
god,
towards-
the village could be in danger. We're not there to protect it.
Well, I
What
mean,
have you
we're
done?
not the guards, so there should be someone, up top that can protect the village. We're not the actual guards, so I mean, we can go back and help, but
Well, yeah, but like Thomas has the bug leg, and Stephanie's nearsighted. I'm really worried. Come on.
All right. Yeah, we can head back up,
Yeah,
and
let's-
I'm not feeling good.
yeah, if there's nothing else here, we just go back up.
Okay.
All right.
You head back up, and as you get near the exit, like how you came down earlier, you can actually hear shouting from above.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you're right. That is Stephanie.
Otto! Bonavella! Loom! Anyone! You can hear, you're pretty sure that's the Burgomeister shouting down the hole.
Hello?
Oh, okay, you're alive. That's good. Did you find the miners?
Yes, most of them.
Oh, you found most of them? Do we
No,
need
we
to send
found-
search parties for
we
the rest of
found-
them?
Not most of them. Well, we found most of them. Not
Not most.
The
of
bugs
them.
got them. They're
Yeah.
dinner.
we didn't find all of them. That like together. We found most of them.
They're
apart.
dead.
Yeah, there's like a long moment of like non-comprehension, and then like she kind of blanches, and she's like, "Oh,
Yeah, like we found
Well, the
arms and
centipedes,
legs.
they like chewed them and swallowed them.
Okay.
So like,
A lot of them were gone, but we found
Look.
like arms, legs, a
Moira-
head or two.
look, Moira Spencer has disappeared." And you know Moira is the foreman's daughter.
Did she disappear after the explosion? Or
Yeah,
was it before?
Terrence Silverton saw her go into the old mine.
What the hell does she have to go in the old mine for?
why was she going there?
We don't know. We sent the guards after her, but they haven't returned.
Well, we probably found most of them too. So I take it that you want us to go and help and search for was that Moira?
Her question mark overhead switches to an exclamation point, and a new quest appears. Yes, that would be
Well, look-
great.
All right, before we go, can we have one of the local priests look at that spot? He took a really big hit. And
Is there a local
unfortunately-
priest? That's a good question. Hang on. No,
Unfortunately.
but there's
Damn
no
it.
but.
Apothecary.
She does send like one of the helper, one of the people who's been like digging off to get some healing potions, and comes back. You can have you can have 2 normal or 1 greater, your choice.
1 greater.
Are you like just gonna
I am
swoop-
at 17.
Sure.
I don't know. Yeah.
I tend to Sklar and say, use some of this. It might help. And I just hand them like a handful of gunpowder. This usually when I get burns in the forge, this clears it right up.
So I think it's 44 plus 4.
Okay. So
44. So 48. You got it. 44 plus 4, 48. Just take 48 hit points.
Got it. I have to get a different dice roller. Give me a sec. I don't have 4d4 on me right now.
I got 44. I can roll it if you want. You trust me?
Yeah.
I'll roll your 4d4 for you. Yeah. Need one more. Gosh darn it. I lied. I did have 44. I had 3. Now I have 4. Where's the other one? Oh, shit. Ha! Let's see. We got 2 4s, which is 8. 3 is 11. That's how you count that. And then a 2. So 13 plus 4. So 17.
17.
I can count.
Almost back to full. I think you're down 5.
Yes.
What do you all do?
All right. Let's.
Before we leave,
Mm-hmm.
I want to close off this entrance. So that like
You see
no
all the
one can
people
go
who have been
inside.
like digging out the entrance to like help
Mhm.
people get out, and you're like, "We need to close this down," and they're like, "Are you serious?"
You're very sure. There's no one
I'm
coming out of
yeah,
there.
so yeah, I can't really do my intimidate thing on these people because they're humans and I was only going to use that once. But I will just do my average intimidation so I don't have advantage and I will just be scary as fuck.
Okay.
Snarling at these people. Basically a very evil Lorax right now.
Can I
Mustache.
possibly help by
Sure.
using
Yeah, you can grant
silent
advantage if you
image?
want. With the
I'm
help
going to use
action.
silent image to create a little bit of a shadow emanating from behind Sklar. But I also have to roll against my DC.
Oh, nice.
I'm also ending my beast spirit situation right now just to ha! Natural 20, baby.
Nice.
Cool.
22.
I rolled a 4, so I have to roll on the wild magic or the volatile magic. Sorry.
It's very much like that Gandalf thing where like the air seems to pull in around Sklar and everything darkens, and the workers and other townsfolk just like break for it. They all like go over and start like finding things to cover up the entrance with.
A plush armchair end table with a magically burning oil lamp and one of my favorite books all appear in an unoccupied space within 10 feet of me. I regain 2 additional sorcery points if I complete a short rest in such luxury.
I rolled to make sure it didn't appear in the gap, because it would be an unoccupied space. Technically, it does appear on the ground. It's sitting there. The
What book is
lantern is yeah. So what's the book?
I'm thinking the
Oh
same
god, that's
thing,
hard.
Raven. I'm thinking the same thing.
That's all right. You don't have to think of the book. Are you all trying
What
to?
genre is it?
Fair.
It's a non-fiction book about local myth and legends.
Scars on the front.
Right.
Cover.
There's just an etching of Sklar on the cover in the leather. Are you all
It was
going
a
to go
younger
after?
version of me. It was before I had the beard.
Are you going to go after Moira?
I suppose the quest exclamation point already up here. So I suppose we should go after her, and I guess rescue most of what's left, probably, of those guards.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with them only because I want to make sure there's not like another nest of caterpillar. I don't know if caterpillars nest,
Yeah.
but another nest of caterpillars to be disturbed because they are a creature in my domain.
Okay.
I like how you almost got bitten in half, but you're still like, must protect caterpillars.
Yeah.
Almost died, but still.
I am the Lorax. I speak for the tree. Oh, I am Scalar. I speak for the caterpillar.
Right?
I don't know what that one said, but it probably wasn't nice.
No. They're not all happy to see me. Like I was hanging out with y'all, townsfolk people messing up their home. I look like an op. It's fine.
All right. As you approach the entrance to the old mine, you notice that where it'd been boarded up is pried open. There's a couple boards that are laying off to the side, just enough for a child to squeeze through.
It was a child? Oh, no. What I thought it was like a, young adult. What business does a child have in this mine? Yeah, I kick in the boards.
Yeah, can I see if there's any tracks or anything?
Sure. Do a survival check. Or
Sweet.
perception if you're just trying to see them, do perception. If you're trying to determine more about them, it would be survival.
Every time I do a tracker thing, I get a
Persimmon?
no, I get a peanut butter thing.
This sounds amazing.
Add my peanut butter to the roll. If I have proficiency to the skill or tools being used, double my peanut butter for the roll. My proficiency bonus.
Yeah, I was like, where did peanut butter come from? What is that?
Like, yeah, I'm all about this, but what?
No, it's just I couldn't read it as proficiency for the longest. So I add my proficiency bonus to this, which would be awesome. Why are you like this? I'm gonna do a luck thing to re-roll because fuck you, machine. Okay, better. Okay, 14 plus 8 for perception.
So as you're looking, you do notice what looks like a child's footsteps, or at least a small humanoid. You also notice a set of larger footsteps. They're going both from and to this entrance.
Does it look, can I tell from the tracks, does it look like they doubled back?
Yes.
All right. And this is pushing my luck, but is there a way that I could catch their scent? Like the scent, if I'm here within enough time, can I catch the scent from the tracks?
So you got a 22, right? Or 24 or something like that. Yeah. So it's weird because as you take a sniff in, being a beastkin, I'm gonna describe it this way, where animals exude pheromones depending on their mood, right?
Yeah.
You smell fear and anger, and there's another one that's really hard to suss out. It's something kind of like resolve. You the smell, when a badger's backed against the wall and it knows it has to, fight in order to survive. That kind of resolve. It's not quite anger. It's not quite fear. It's something in between.
Okay.
Yes, Vato.
Just in terms of timing, am I still poisoned, and is CC still making funny noises?
About this time, CC, you're like...
Cool.
And shortly thereafter, Vato's fear fades away.
Okay. I think that as the fear fades, Vado is feeling bigger and stronger and braver, and he wants to literally get bigger and stronger before we head in there, and is going to cast Enlarge on himself
Nice.
to go from being a small creature to a medium creature.
Enormously medium.
Loom is just looking out at Vado, and then he casts that. And now
And he just sort of
looking
looks
straight.
around
Right.
and he's faking like a deeper voice. All right, let's take care of business.
Oh, you got a roll
Love
it.
it.
Let's go.
All right. As you head in, Sklar, are you using your lantern for light?
I should.
I do have dancing lights as well.
Now I'm going to follow behind Vado. 'Cause like Vado seems to be feeling pretty big and bad right now, so I'm like, okay, cool. So I follow behind Vado and use his eyes to make my shots, which means this is gonna be terrible, but let's go.
All right. What order are you coming in at?
I'll go first. It's okay. I'll
I'll
take the lead.
follow behind Loom.
Okay.
Oh, it's a map.
All
What is
right.
this big ass map. God damn.
As you get further down,
Oh,
the
Jesus. Did you make this?
no, this is thanks to.
Thank you.
Oh, this one doesn't have a
No.
watermark,
And now a word from our sponsors.
right?
This is a nice fucking. This is a nice map.
It was on Shard Tabletop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Your lantern actually becomes pointless because there are torches lit. Why there are torches lit in this abandoned mine, you're not really sure. And you can see signs of, just kind of a lack of use down here. There's, as you walk by, there's actually like essentially like a where the miners used to like break for lunch and stuff. You look in and there's like dust on everything, but in the dust, you can see footsteps, various sizes, all fairly nondescript, but some are children size, some are adult size, some look like kobold tracks, some look like maybe somebody with a tail, that kind of variation. As you come to this intersection, you can hear talking further in.
Because this place is lit up pretty nice or whatever. Can I skip the line because I thought it was gonna be just darkness, and sneak closer to hear the where I'm hearing the words
Sure.
come from?
Is anyone else going? And if so, are you being quiet? And if so, roll a stealth check. I'm like a
Yes,
sneak
yes,
check.
Yes.
Yeah,
You sneak around.
I will go with.
Let's
Excellent.
roll stealth. Oh, wonderful. +0. Not bad.
That is a 21 stealth for
Okay.
Vada.
14 for Loom.
Okay.
22.
Okay. And a 4 for Vela. Well, the good thing is it's a group check, and so they really balanced out your 4. What is everyone's passive perception, real quick?
15.
11.
11.
15.
Okay, so Sklar and Loom, both of you as you're walking, Loom in front, Sklar behind you. Every so often you catch movement and you look and there's nothing there. And you're like, I swear there was someone in those shadows, or there was someone moving behind us. And every so often you feel like you almost look back and you're like, oh, is that Callie? Is Callie following you, Loom? then Callie's gone. There's nobody there. Every so often you see Scholar, you'll notice Fable, who is somebody who works in town that you're pretty sure Vela knows. You've like tracked the two of them because they Fable works at a tourist stand as well, and you've heard rumor that they're going to start creating your likeness to sell. And so you're like, where am I going to get pine cones to send this person? And then that person's gone. Do you continue?
Yep.
Okay. I'm just going to move you all. Whoop. Oh, just kidding. I'm going to turn Loom on his side.
Whoa.
Try this again. Whoop. It's really cool, but the interface is a little weird sometimes. And you can put yourselves in order if you want, but you enter this room and you immediately notice on this far side, Moira is sitting on this crate, talking to someone out of your line of sight, someone behind that tent.
Okay. Is she saying anything that I can hear?
Yeah, everyone actually, so even those of you with 11s, you're in the room now, and you can hear her saying, she's not whispering, but she's talking softly, and she's saying, I don't know if you should have done that. That probably was maybe a little much. We probably could have found a better way to get their attention. And then you hear something, and it's a voice, but it sounds distant. Like it's coming from over there, but it's almost like there's something in between you and the voice that is maybe distorting it. It says, we are running out of time. If they continue, we will be stuck here. What do you do?
I have an idea, but I'm gonna let somebody else go first to see what they do.
Oh, I don't have a good idea, so you could go ahead.
Okay.
Excuse me.
So I was going to turn around, shoot an arrow, and collapse this door that we came into.
Not that dad.
Huh?
I said not that dad. But fuck it, let's go.
Quite an interesting idea.
Lock them in with us is essentially the vibe that I want to go for.
I will say you can see the exit on the far side.
Yeah, I know. I see it too.
So just throw that out there. You can absolutely do that. I just want to point out that you are essentially blocking your way back, but they could still go down that exit over there.
Yeah, I don't know how to block that exit. I don't have bombs.
But if you want to block the exit, I probably can help. And I, get a pickaxe and just hit the wall and drop it.
Yeah, but it's all the way over there.
Oh, you mean over there?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Over there.
How far away is that?
Are they on the map? They're not on the map. Are they? Oh.
Okay, so it's only 44 feet.
It's
What's
only
my
4 feet.
I think Vado, feeling very full of himself, is going to volunteer to sneak over there, proudly proclaiming that they won't get past me.
And you want to like block that exit?
Basically, right?
Okay.
He's gonna try. He's gonna do a better job at medium than he is at small.
So just to re-clarify real quick, so Moira is sitting. Okay, pinging stopped. Why did pinging stop?
You've been pinging for what I saw.
Can you see that?
I think.
Yeah,
I think. I can't see. It might.
I can see it.
There it is. I see an arrow, 25 feet.
I should have made a token for Moira. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She's sitting right here.
Yes. Right
Oh, no.
where Sklar is now.
Yeah, I popped there just so
Right.
people could see.
Oh, she's sitting right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
And-
sitting.
Talking to somebody essentially against the wall that you can't see. The tent
This
is in
wall?
the way. Yeah.
Hmm.
Behind the tent.
All right. Well, if he's going this way, I want to go this way.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be sneaky about this because obviously I can't be. I'm gonna walk forward and go, Moira, sweetie, are you okay?
Oh, that's your approach we're taking. All right.
Yeah. Okay. If she's
Our-
doing that, can I sneak before
Yeah,
she
yeah.
moves
So
forward?
those of you who are
Yes.
I
sneaking
would
can
wait-
use this as like a distraction.
Yeah,
yeah.
Probably not advantage just because it is fairly open, but I will. Yeah, go ahead and roll your stealth. Let me know
Yeah,
what.
I'm
Wow,
just trying
this
to
is great
provide
fucking stealth.
distraction from
21.
Nice,
I rolled a 19 flat, baby. Zero decks.
nice.
So yeah,
Also
I want to go over this way. Oh god damn it! I
Okay.
want to go over this way though. Yeah,
Also a
sneak,
19 for Vado.
Nice.
sneak over here.
There we go. Yeah.
Is that good enough to get me where I want to be?
It is because I rolled a 1,
Yeah,
and
so
even
I
with
just,
their bonuses,
yeah,
not
I,
gonna make it.
circle around back and just climb through everything to get basically over here.
Oh wait,
Pincer
Yeah.
position, guys.
So as everyone
Yeah,
like
that's within
sneaks
30
through
feet.
all of these things, Vela, Moira like startles and turns and looks at you. Oh, Vela! And Moira is like a very small halfling child, bright, kind of like strawberry blonde hair, bright green eyes. You can smell the bakery just like wafting off of her, and she just like looks like she just got caught stealing one of her mom's like glazed rolls or something. And she kind of glances behind her into the shadow. What are you doing down here?
your parents are worried sick, and they asked us to come help find you.
Well, I didn't mean to worry anyone. I just wanted to make sure my friend was okay, and they probably shouldn't have done what they did, but they're just trying to like take care of themselves, you know?
Who's your friend? What
She'll
did they
glance
do?
back at the shadow. At this point, real quick, just because you have moved up there, Sklar, go ahead and make a perception check, and Vado, you can do so as well.
Am I close enough to do it? No. All right.
There are objects in your way, so hang on one sec for Loom.
21.
11 for Vado.
21 for Sklar, and how much for Vado?
11.
11. So, actually, we'll start with Vado. Vado, you're looking and you see the shadow step forward. You notice this form. It is humanoid in appearance. It has hair. No, it doesn't have hair. What is going on? It's like moving forward, it seems to kind of like be amorphous, and it is black, like the night sky black. And as it moves, it turns its head slightly towards you. You can't tell if it's looking at you. It doesn't have facial features. And this little bit of light peers out, not at you, kind of off to your right, more to the downside of the map. And then it's gone. Almost like there was something in it that's emitting light. Sklar, you look over and you see Daisy scurrying out of the shadow, but Daisy's like made of shadow, is not reflecting the light very much like a void shaped like Daisy.
Can I shoot it with my special arrow?
You can, but I need Vado to make a con saving throw.
Oh, I'm excellent at those, right?
You got this.
13.
Missed it by 1. The light manages to just catch the edge of your eye, and everything just goes bright white until the end of your next turn, which will be essentially after this first roll of initiative. You are blinded.
Cool. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Now, Sklar,
Yes.
you have advantage on your attack.
Okay.
And then everyone will need to roll initiative.
Well, that was a 3, so let's try this again. All right, thank you, advantage. 19 plus 6.
Woo! Yeah, absolutely. This blazing arrow sears through the void that is... Sorry, I forgot her name. Daisy. And
Yeah, no
as
one
it does
impersonates
so,
my Daisy.
like, it's obvious that this isn't Daisy. It's not even shaped like that, and the light of the arrow reveals that. And let's roll some initiative.
Yeah, my damage was a grand total of 4. If it
4.
that counted.
Perfect.
All right. 14 for Vado's initiative.
That's what you got last time.
I also rolled the
It's
14.
all my rolls below 10 become 10. I'm
Oh,
not rolling
gotcha. Loom and Vado, do you want to roll off?
Sure.
I rolled a 18 for my roll off.
Okay.
You think you got me, huh? Well, I'm gonna let you know that you do, because I rolled a 2.
Oh. Okay.
I got a 21.
Okay.
I got an 8.
Okay. So everyone sees this arrow just tear through, and you can see this thing's true kind of amorphous form. It is humanoid in shape. Does 4 damage.
Since I hit that creature with an attack roll,
Uh-huh.
can I use my mystic mark on it? It's basically like Hunter's Mark.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Boom. Yay. It'll be 1d4 of damage. Which was a 3.
Okay, so it's 7 total. Nice. All right. So, Sklar, this thing recoils from the light. You feel fear. It emanates from this. You feel it in your gut. What do you do?
I'm gonna shoot it again because I just get bad vibes. So this time I'm going to bonus action aim, and I'm gonna call my shot kind of and like shoot it in the head.
In the head. Okay.
In the head. That would be an 18 on the dice plus 9.
That'll hit.
So,
Plus
yeah.
1.
Oh, 20, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. 18 on the dice, whatever. Plus 1. Because I forgot to add my plus 1 before.
Yeah.
So, hang on. And so it's 1d8 plus 1d4 plus my 1. So on my d8 I got an 8. Yay.
Nice.
On my 4 I got a 4.
Nice.
What? Okay. So and plus
So you're at 12.
3 because I'm using my longbow.
Okay.
Plus the
15.
1 because of the magic.
16. Nice.
Haha.
Another light arrow rips through it. This time you can see shadow stuff kind of fade off. You hear it laugh as it dissipates. Vado, oh sorry, it is next. Vado, you are next after that, and you hear that laughter, and you are pretty sure it is the Burgomeister's laugh.
Didn't the Burger King send,
The Burger
send us-
King!
Wasn't she the one that sent
It
us-
turns
sent
around
us
and
down
looks
here?
and is going to I can actually drop his token in.
Ooh, yeah, drop a token, will ya?
Ooh.
It heads over and is like, hello.
Oh no, it ran away. Oh shit. Nope. Okay, that's
Those
the
were
30 feet. That's fine.
terrible rolls though. I got a 12.
Oh, you're in my face?
Yeah. A 12 and a 14.
Be in my face then. 14's my AC.
Okay. That is 11 damage. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Saving throw, huh? Crap, didn't mean to do that on here. But 17 didn't kill me, so hey. Oh. Did I just do... I did an intelligence save, not a wisdom save. My bad.
I mean, you still rolled a 17, so
17, 18, 19. I got
Yeah.
a 19.
nice. There's this emotion that washes over you, but like you're just in the moment. You don't even pay attention to it. You just shrug it off. And that comes
Yeah. Yeah.
to Vado's turn.
Yeah.
All right, I think Vado's blind, but he had seen sort of the area before he was blinded, and he's hearing that laughter. So I think he's gonna move over towards there, and like even blinded, he's going to like as his first attack, he's gonna take the shove action, but this time I'm gonna try to knock it prone
Okay.
instead of pushing it back. So that'll be my athletics check. At advantage because I am enlarged for a 19.
Yeah, you just kind of like run forward with your arms out, and you run into it. You catch it in its knees. It falls over. You hear it. Anything else?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm gonna with my second attack, I'm gonna use my whip to attack it.
Okay. Because you're blinded, it would be a disadvantage, but it is prone, so it is just a straight roll.
So that is a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
I'll use that to apply my Mystic Mark, and it's going to be 1d4 plus 4 plus 1 damage.
All y'all with your mystic marks.
4. So that's 9 damage from my whip. That enhancement doing work. And then I will use my bonus action Quick Strike to attack it twice with my short sword.
Okay.
First attack roll is a 11 to hit,
That one's gonna miss.
and then the second one is a 15 to hit,
That'll hit.
and that's gonna do. Let's see, 6 damage, and then another D4 from my Mystic Mark, so a total of 8 piercing damage.
Excellent. Anything else?
Yes. My Bad Feather will go after me, and he will do an attack.
Which will be an advantage.
That's right. So first roll. Well, I'm not going to use the 1. I will use the 20. God damn.
As in a
What is-
natural 20?
It is a natural 20. And so he is going to do. Where's his damage? I think it's okay. 1d8 plus 4 plus my proficiency bonus. So the d8 turns into 2d8 because it's a crit, right?
Correct.
So that is 3 plus 4 is 7, plus my proficiency bonus is 10 damage as the bird pecks the hell out of it.
3.
And that's it for us.
All right. Bloom, there's a whole bunch of shit going down over there. What would you like to do?
We'll run over there. Let's get it. Hobble over there with the leg, and just get right there. It's on the floor, right? Yeah, so I get over there, and I pull out an axe and my kopesh.
As you get closer, you see Callie laying on the ground. She's terrified. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save. 15.
Nice. For a moment there, you swore that was actually Callie, and then you blink, and it's just like this shadowy version.
See, I run over, take out the axe, and I just allow me to shine a little light on the situation. And I come down, and the blade of the axe, you see those dwarven runes light up, and it shines a dull blue light. And as I come down with the axe and just slam it on his chest.
Nice. You have advantage.
Advantage. Let's see. 14.
Sorry, double checking. That is what you need. Yep.
Oh yeah, nice. 2d4 plus 3. Ooh, 2 4s. Nice. 11 slashing damage. And with the momentum coming down with the axe, I spin, and with the kopesh, just 2 quick strikes. 2 attacks with the kopesh. So that first one is 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
And that would be 1d6 plus 3. Give me a second. Boom, 5 damage. And then the second attack is 22 to hit,
Yeah.
which would be 8 points of damage.
Okay. There's a lot of whirling and flashing of ethereal light is where I'm going.
Yeah.
And its shadow is dissipating. Anything else?
No, that was my action and bonus action.
Okay. Vela.
Seeing as there's not much room for me over there, I'm instead going to cast Grave Touch. So, a ghostly skeletal hand appears in the space of a creature.
Okay. You're just helping it up. You're just like skeletal hand beats it down. Oh.
So it's a ranged spell attack for a 25 to hit. Which I'm assuming
That will
is-
definitely hit.
And it will take 2d8 necrotic damage. So it'll take 10 points of necrotic damage, and it cannot regain hit points until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
And then, until then, the hand clings to the target.
I just love that you go last now.
At the top of the turn, everyone notices it kind of was. Sorry, was there more?
I want to try and run over to Moira and scoop her up if I can.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Scoop.
Scoop?
Somebody get the child.
As at the top of the turn, you notice the shadow kind of warbles and contracts in on itself, and then seems to expand in all directions.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Sklar, what do you do? As it kind of recoalesces in this amorphous humanoid form.
Oh, it's got a humanoid form?
Yes, and
It
it
still
does
has a
not look.
head?
It does not look like. Not flowers.
Daisy.
Daisy, Petunia, Rosebud, whatever.
But it still has a head, right?
It does.
And it's still giving me bad vibes, so I'm gonna aim for his head.
You will have disadvantage on it because it is prone.
Oh, it's prone?
Yeah,
Why do I have disadvantage?
because you're shooting it and you're next to it.
Okay.
When you shoot a
My
ranged
move-
target that's
No, no,
prone,
no, no, no.
it's disadvantage.
Yeah, okay. So can I climb up the wall? Because I've got a climb thing of... Wait, no, that ruins everything. Fine, whatever.
I mean, you can step away
instead
from
of-
it. It just will get attack of opportunity.
No, I'm just gonna switch to my hand axes and bang bang.
Okay.
Or just bang, I don't care. Whichever one. It's not as fun. Hey, but natural 20 says it can be. So 25 to hit.
Yeah, the natural 20 will make your attack a critical. So roll double your dice
So 2d6 plus 2.
plus 2d4 because you marked it, right?
Yeah, okay. So
2d6,
2d6,
2d4 plus
2d6,
4.
2d4 plus 4. Yeah, that sounds about right. 21 points of damage.
That's what you needed. How do you do this?
As the thing like coalesces in front of me, I'm like, when it exploded, I'm putting my longbow away because he seems a little busy. I'm pulling out my 2 hand axes, and as it coalesces, I'm going to come down on both sides and just like cross them to take off its head. So like as soon as it comes together, I'm gonna just snip that in the bud.
Nice. The shadow vibrates violently for a moment, and through it you can see this light peer through. Whereas it's not blinding like it was for Vado in that first round, you're looking at it and it looks like starlight. It looks like you're looking at the sky and there's this singular star shining through at you. And then the light of the star dims and goes out. And as it does so, the shadow just vanishes.
Is there like any... Is there like, does it fizzle out into like a rock or a gem or something like that? Or, like a
It
stone or
actually
something?
completely vanishes.
I
Oh.
try to catch some in the some of that essence.
I'm gonna put
in a vial.
my I'm gonna put my hand axes away. Turning to the group, grunting, and then leaving back to my forest.
All in a day's work. I'm out. Vela,
Oh, I get, as I'm leaving this room though, I'm gonna give Vela eyes. Just
And I hold out a small satchel.
all right, yeah, I'll take it.
It's
And
only
then-
got 4 gold in it, but
It's
that's
like,
because you haven't.
royalties.
yeah.
I still have to get back into my shop.
Vela, Moira, like, looks at where this creature was and then just turns and like buries her head in your shoulder. And you can feel she's just sobbing.
I just hold her.
As the group
Let's get you home.
heads back into the daylight above, the threat apparently nullified. Is there anything you do?
I think Vado lets out just like a little victory whoop, and sort of like as he does, he loses concentration on his spell and just turns back into normal, small, miniature-sized little Vado.
So it starts off as like kind of baritone whoop and goes directly into soprano. Love it.
Sorry, somebody had to act that out.
Love it. All right. You've reached the surface. Awaiting are a gaggle of halflings. Owen and Otto, the owners of the bakery, embrace their daughter, and all of her 17 siblings crowd in around them. There are tears of joy. You can hear people talking off in the distance around the area. Some people mourning the death of their loved ones, the miners, whether they were friends or family or spouses, etc. And you are all thanked and hailed as heroes. Not Sklar, because Sklar went out the other way, but you know.
You didn't see anything.
Right?
Well, that was
Alright.
Sklar.
Well,
Jeremy, please just tell me, did I kill a good thing trying to just get home, or did I kill an actual monster?
I feel like it would probably be best if I don't tell you.
Okay, so it is what I thought. All right, son of a bitch.
Son of a gun. I'm sure it was fine.
Yeah, no,
You
it's
made
fine.
good choices.
I always make good choices.
That's right.
I left the child crying. It's fine. It's gonna be fine.
Exactly. All right, Casper, as the award-winning, probably innocent creature murderer, would you like to do your outro first?
Sure. Yeah. My name is Casper, the MB Ghost. I swear I'm a good person. Oh, dang it! Now I feel bad. You can find me everywhere at Casper DANB Ghost or DanB Ghost, whatever. It's all one word. I am currently haunting the internet on any channel that will let me, which is Imagine If. Sometimes High XP Society on Tuesdays. I'm trying to remember where I'm at. I've got something on Somebody's Heroes. I don't know if I've got Wanderer's Haven. I'm here on Mondays.
Monday nights,
so, yeah. I haunt the internet. And yeah, this was a blast until I realized I probably killed just a innocent creature.
As Sklar heads back into the forest, you see Moira. It's weird. You thought she went with the others. This small child staring at you, and she points and she says, "Murderer."
Take my air. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Who would you like to popcorn it over to?
I will popcorn it over to Sid.
Oh, it's me. Hello, dear friends. I am Sid, and
Sid, you're muted.
Am I?
No, he's not.
You being snarky?
Oh,
Oh, sorry. No, that was my bad.
says the person who murdered Moira's hopes. Hey, I'm Sid. Can be found on the interwebs at _Sundance Sid or Blue Sky at just sundancesid.bisky.social or however that thing goes. I am currently the stain on the rug of Wanderer's Haven that Jeremy can't get out. I'm just here forever.
Yeah, every time I'm just like, God, what is
Um,
this? And I go over and I
I'm
scrub and I
just-
scrub and I scrub and I stand up and Sid's still like, nope, still here.
Just here, just hanging out. Yeah, always here. I got things going on randomly at places, so the best thing to do is just follow me on the socials, and see where I'm gonna pop up next. And with that, did Sklar kill Mora's hopes and dreams?
What?
Was that what it was? Okay, all right.
I'm just gonna say, and by stain, I mean you, like the person I keep asking to come back to do fun stuff. So always a pleasure. Thank you, Sid.
Always a pleasure. And I'm gonna popcorn it over to Cece.
I'm the villain.
You're fine.
Hey, somebody's
You're just a child.
everybody's a villain in somebody's story.
There's a
Look,
bard
if
that's just gonna
she-
follow you around playing villain or bad guy by Billie Eilish.
Look,
Duh.
if the girl didn't have trauma before, she wasn't going to be a well-rounded human being.
That's
so-
right.
You helped
Here
her with
during Mental Health Awareness Month.
This is not the.
Right.
Bella, go ahead. Or sorry, Cece,
Anyway.
please tell us who
Sorry, yeah,
you
go
are.
ahead.
I'm Cece, or you can find me online at Cola May. Currently, I'm over on the New Age Geeks channel every Monday night for Forging Fates, and QPD every other Wednesday. So Queer and Present Danger,
Nice.
and I'll popcorn it over to Ed.
Hey, thank you. Yep, my name is Ed. I played Vado the Kobold this evening. I had a load of fun checking out Kobold Press's Tales of the Valiant setting, their mechanics, that kind of stuff, as well as the story that we did. That was playing with all of y'all, Jeremy, CC, Sid, Casper. You guys, the real MVPs. It's a load of fun, and I'm looking forward to being back here on Monday.
Monday.
With Jeremy and Casper to do a little bit more Arrhenius. So keep an eye out. I'll see you again soon, hopefully.
Nice. Yes, Arrhenius on that is Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Ooh, y'all
And
get on late.
that's right. I always forget that's our late game. It is a system by Arrhenius. That's who they are. Dungeon Teller is the fellow who made it. Futuristic Ice Age apocalypse. Ice Core, I think, is what he called it. Ton of fun. Check it out. Sorry, I'm looking at the list and seeing who we are going to raid over to. Hang out while we do so. I just want to give a shout out to those who donated. Thank you so much. One, for helping the group with their advantages. The NPC didn't end up coming in, but I know, Jason, you just wanted to give to the cause anyway, and maybe I'll carry that over to a helpful NPC in the game that is next Saturday, I think, which is our PvP D&D game. Maybe I'll throw that in over there. We're gonna raid over to Dork Tales, I think. That'll be fun. If you can, tell them hi when you get over there. Have so much fun. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.